Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, our west coast became a potential combat zone. Living in that zone were more than 100,000 persons of Japanese ancestry, 2/3 of them American citizens, 1/3 aliens. We knew that some among them were potentially dangerous, but no one knew what would happen among this concentrated population if Japanese forces should try to invade our shores. Military authorities therefore determined that all of them, citizens and aliens alike, would have to move.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to visit the Poston internment camp in southwestern Arizona. Right after this short video, please subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you soon. The Poston internment camp, located in La Paz County, southwestern Arizona, was the largest in size of the 10 Japanese-American concentration camps operated by the War Relocation Authority during World War II. Poston was built on the Colorado River Indian Reservation in 1942 and closed in 1945. It was comprised of 3 camps. The combined peak population of the Poston camps was over 17,000, mostly from Southern California. Upon completion, the Poston site consisted of hundreds of residential barracks, a hospital, an administrative center, and guard and staff housing. Life at Poston for the Japanese internees was difficult from the start. Because of hurried construction and lacking supplies, living conditions were barely suitable. There were cracks throughout the buildings due to the shoddy construction. Extreme heat during the summer, reaching up to 115 degrees, added to the frustrations of the internees. There were also outbreaks of disease across all the camps during this time. Tuberculosis was especially rampant, with 140 reported cases. The majority of buildings were removed after the camp closed, and the land was returned to the Colorado River Indian tribes.
Evacuation. More than 100,000 men, women, and children, all of Japanese ancestry, removed from their homes in the Pacific Coast states.
We were separated for over 2 years, almost 2 years.
Now you're having to leave. Did your parents, I guess they really didn't understand either where you were going or why. So how did they explain that to you? What do you remember about that?
The only thing they told me was, we have to leave. That's all I knew.
Here we are at the Poston Internment Camp Memorial. The 3 separate camps surrounded this area right here. This memorial was erected in 1992. It kind of gives information about camp life and gives information about the tribute. This side kind of just talks about the warm climate and how hot it was out here. Here we have information about the schools and the water system. Information about the tribal land that we are currently standing on. Pretty impressive structure right here. Tall and magnificent. Information on the executive order signed by President Roosevelt that gave the government the authority to take people from their homes. Kind of a sad time in American history. The information just continues about how the community was structured during the war effort. This is a beautiful tribute. Here we have a little marker paying respect to one of the work crews. Wow, names of various people who stayed in the camps. They said there was close to 18,000 people that lived here at one time. So it looks like going back to the roadway. We are on Mojave Road, about 17 miles south of Parker. Somebody left some flags down at the bottom there. Okay, we're just north of the memorial, and this looks like to be one of the original buildings that existed back then. This whole area appears to be part of the camp. I wonder if these palm trees were planted during its construction. And here we have the remnants of a burned down dwelling. I read somewhere that a number of the buildings had burned down. Wow. Here we have a fenced area with some kind of a concrete foundation. Let's take a closer look, shall we? There's no doubt the conditions were hard for those people back then. Very hot desert during the summertime. Remnants of something that existed back then, just unknown what it was. Everything's overgrown with brush these days. Overview of the desert and back towards the palm trees there. There's a peek at one of the existing water towers that's still standing. Yeah, I think there's only about 3 or 4 left in this area. Yeah, we're driving south. We found this little piece of history right here. It appears to be one of the original residential dwellings. Let's take a closer look, shall we? We are still in the area of the camps, so I don't know if this building has been moved or not, but still, wow. And I know the barracks were all built above ground, I believe, just as you can see on this structure. This is a real-life piece of American history right here. Wow, look at that. It goes back pretty deep. Here we are on the opposite side of the building. As you can see, it's very long and narrow. It looks like a lot of the wood panels have fallen off over the years. That's an old basketball court and an old church. Have no idea if that was part of the camps, but it very well could have been. Inside the barracks again, there's hay stacked up like it's insulation. This is the center front door of the building. It is painted in a pretty blue color. Here's a closer look of the inside of the building. Man, if these walls could talk, I tell you. This is a restroom and shower just on the other side of the barracks. This looks like it might just be from the same era. I don't know.